A supposed comet is catching the attention of some of the nation's most renowned scientists, as one Harvard professor is raising the theory this may actually be a piece of alien technology.
It will be moving relative to Earth. There is no way for us to send a rocket that will intercept with it.
Something is wrong with our sun, and NASA scientists believe the culprit is a visitor from another star. This object, 3I/ATLAS, isn't just passing through. It's leaving a trail of chaos that has experts completely baffled. They've detected enormous solar eruptions aimed right at it, but that's not even the craziest part. They're also tracking strange light patterns coming from the object itself, almost like it's responding. We're not just talking about a weird comet anymore. The evidence points to something so strange, it could change everything we thought we knew about the universe. The solar system on alert. Our story begins on what should have been an ordinary day, August 20th, 2025. But in the silent expanse of space, something extraordinary happened. Without much warning, the sun, our calm and life-giving star, seemed to wake up in a rage. Scientists at NASA and other space agencies watched their monitors in disbelief. A colossal filament of superheated plasma, a fiery snake longer than 100 Earths lined up in a row, suddenly detached from the sun's surface. It was a spectacle of raw, untamed power. But get this, it wasn't alone. Just moments later, another huge prominence eruption blasted off from the northern part of the sun's eastern limb. Two massive events back to back. It's funny when you think about it. We often imagine space as this quiet, empty place. But the energy released in those few hours was more than all of humanity has produced in its entire history, multiplied 1,000 times over. This wasn't just a random solar burp. The direction was what made scientists lean forward in their chairs, their hearts pounding a little faster. These two immense blasts of plasma, these coronal mass ejections, weren't headed for Earth. They were speeding outwards, on a trajectory that would take them directly past the planet Mars. And more importantly, they were aimed squarely at the location of a very special visitor, the interstellar object known as 3I/ATLAS. This was no coincidence. The odds of two such massive eruptions happening so close together and pointing in that specific direction were astronomically low. It was like watching someone at a carnival game hit the same tiny target twice in a row. It immediately raised a huge red flag. For weeks, there had been chatter and speculation about 3I/ATLAS. It was already known to be a weird object, a traveler from beyond our solar system, moving in a way that defied simple explanation. But this was different. This was the first piece of hard evidence suggesting that the object wasn't just a passive tourist. It seemed to be having a direct and powerful effect on the most massive object in our neighborhood, the sun itself. The data streaming in from solar observatories was undeniable. The sun was reacting to the presence of 3I/ATLAS. The implications were staggering. Could an object so small, relatively speaking, influence a star over 93 million miles away? Mainstream science said no, but the screens don't lie. This visitor was already breaking the rules. Scientists began to whisper and theorize. Was the object's magnetic field so powerful it was disrupting the sun's own magnetic loops? Or was something else, something far stranger, at play? The plasma from that eruption would take days to reach 31/ATLAS, traveling at over 1,000,000 miles per hour. Everyone would be watching to see what happened when it hit. Would the object be vaporized? Would it react? Or would it simply absorb the energy, like it was expecting it all along? The announcement sent a shockwave through the astronomical community. Something truly strange was going on, and this dramatic solar outburst was just the opening act.
But the sun's bizarre behavior was just the first piece of a much larger and scarier puzzle.
A pattern of strangeness. As scientists scrambled to understand the sun's sudden fury, a disturbing realization began to dawn on them. The strangeness wasn't confined to space. Down here on Earth and across the solar system, other bizarre events were unfolding, creating a pattern that was too perfect to ignore. It was as if the approach of 3I/ATLAS was causing the entire system to run a fever. The first major clue came from the Atlantic Ocean. A storm named Hurricane Aaron was churning off the eastern seaboard of the United States, but this was no ordinary hurricane. Meteorologists were calling it a monster. What was so shocking was its rapid intensification. In just 25 hours, Aaron had exploded from a simple tropical storm into a terrifying Category 5 hurricane, a feat of atmospheric violence that is incredibly rare. Then, just as quickly, it transformed again. It underwent something called an eye wall replacement, which caused it to grow to an enormous size, even as its wind speed dropped to a Category 2. It was so vast, its swirling arms of cloud and rain covered an area larger than the state of Texas. It was a beautiful, terrifying spiral. Some observers even pointed out, with a sense of awe, that its perfect spiral shape was like a miniature version of our own Milky Way galaxy. Was it just a coincidence? Or was this massive cyclone a symbol of chaos and energy, an echo of the cosmic forces being stirred up by 3I/ATLAS? It felt like the Earth itself was reacting, its weather systems thrown into overdrive by an unseen influence. The weirdness didn't stop there. On the other side of the world, just a day earlier on August 19th, the night sky over Japan was ripped open by a flash of brilliant light. A massive fireball, a meteor of incredible size, blazed across the heavens. Captured on dozens of cameras, the footage was breathtaking. It lit up the entire sky with a dazzling white and blue flash, turning night into day for a few seconds. Believe it or not, this celestial firework display happened directly over Sakurajima, one of Japan's most active volcanoes, which had itself been showing increased activity recently. Was this just a random rock from space meeting its fiery end? Or was it another omen? In ancient cultures, such an event would have been seen as a message from the gods. In 2025, with a mysterious interstellar object knocking on our door, even the most skeptical scientists had to admit the timing was uncanny. A furious sun, a monster hurricane, a brilliant fireball over a restless volcano. One by one, the pieces were falling into place. It was no longer a question of if these events were connected, but how. The solar system was a crime scene, and all the clues were pointing to one mysterious suspect. So what exactly is this visitor that seems to be bending our reality? The object that broke the rules. To understand the scale of what's happening, we need to properly introduce this mysterious traveler. Its official designation is 3I/ATLAS. The I stands for interstellar, and that one letter changes everything. It means this object is not from around here. It wasn't born from the same cloud of gas and dust as Earth, Mars, or Jupiter. It comes from the vast, dark emptiness between the stars. It is, for all intents and purposes, an alien. This is only the third time in history that we have ever confirmed an object from another star system visiting our own, after the infamous Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. But 3I/ATLAS is making those two look downright normal.
The first thing that makes it so bizarre is its path. It's traveling in what's called a retrograde orbit, meaning it's going around the sun in the opposite direction to all the planets. It's like driving the wrong way down a one-way cosmic highway. Furthermore, its orbit is inclined at an almost perfect 175 degrees, relative to the plane where the planets orbit. This means it's not just going the wrong way, it's also coming in almost flat, just 5 degrees off from the orbital plane, making its approach feel unnervingly direct. This trajectory alone makes it a 1 in a billion cosmic oddity. It's not just wandering through. It's on a very specific and very strange path through the heart of our solar system.
But the real mystery began when astronomers got a closer look. Like a comet, it has a coma, a fuzzy cloud of gas and dust around it. But the light coming from this cloud is wrong. Scientists studying its light signature, its spectrum, found things they couldn't explain. More baffling still are the reports of unusual light signals. Some data suggests that the object isn't just reflecting sunlight. It appears to be generating light of its own in irregular, almost pulsating patterns. It's not a steady glow. It's a complex, dynamic emission that has left scientists scratching their heads. Could it be a weird chemical reaction in its dusty plasma? Possibly. But the signals are so strange, so unlike anything seen before, that it has opened the door to much wilder speculation. It's behaving less like a simple chunk of ice and rock and more like something complex. Something that is reacting to its new environment. As it gets closer to our sun, it seems to be powering up, and its strange behavior is becoming more and more pronounced. And this strange messenger is on a timetable, with a series of cosmic dates that have everyone on edge. Appointment with destiny. The arrival of 3I-ATLAS isn't some slow, meandering event. It's a drama unfolding on a strict cosmic schedule with a series of critical dates fast approaching that have scientists and stargazers alike holding their collective breath. The fall of 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most significant periods in modern astronomical history. Everything is building towards a climax at the end of October. The first major milestone on this cosmic calendar is October 1st. On this day, 3I/ATLAS will make its closest approach to the planet Mars. The red planet will get a front-row seat to this enigma. The object's powerful electromagnetic influence, the same one that seems to be tickling the sun, could have a noticeable effect on Mars's thin atmosphere or its magnetic field. Every probe and rover on and around Mars will be collecting data, turning the entire planet into an observation post for this close encounter. Then comes the main event. Around October 22nd, 3I/ATLAS will reach what is known as its superior conjunction as viewed from Earth. In simple terms, this means it will pass almost directly behind the sun from our perspective. For a brief period, it will be hidden from our view, lost in the sun's blinding glare. But this isn't about what we can see. This is the moment of maximum interaction. The object will be deep within the sun's corona, its outermost atmosphere, a region of plasma heated to millions of degrees. It will be bathed in the most intense energy and radiation our sun can produce. This is the moment that many believe the object and the sun will have their most direct conversation. At the same time, an incredible planetary alignment will form with Mercury, Venus, and Mars all gathering on the far side of the sun, creating a powerful gravitational and energetic focus right where 3I/ATLAS will be. Finally, around Halloween at the end of October, 3I/ATLAS will reach perihelion, its closest point to the sun in its entire multi-million-year journey. After this, it will whip around our star and begin its long voyage back out into the darkness of interstellar space, never to return. This period from its Mars approach to its perihelion is the critical window. It's when the object's interaction with our solar system will be at its absolute peak. Will we see more massive solar flares? Will there be effects on Earth's own magnetic field? No one knows for sure, but it's clear we are counting down to something big. The sun has already fired its warning shot. Now, the visitor is about to walk right through the front door. But the most mind-bending theories aren't in scientific papers. They're bubbling up online. A message in a bottle? Okay, let's just take a step back and try to process this. We have an object from another star system going the wrong way that seems to be making our sun throw a tantrum and is possibly sending out its own light signals. So, what is really going on here? While official scientific papers talk cautiously about complex dusty plasmas and unusual albedo, the rest of the world is asking a much simpler question. What if it's not a comet at all? The thing is, when you look at the facts, you have to wonder if we're missing a key detail. Could something of this magnitude really be unfolding right above our heads while we go about our daily lives? Online, in forums and discussion groups, the theories are running wild, and some of them are starting to sound less crazy than the official explanations.
The most popular theory, fueled by the memory of Oumuamua, is that 3I/ATLAS is an extraterrestrial probe. Think about it. Its path is so precise, its interactions so profound. Is it a scout ship, sent eons ago by a distant civilization to survey star systems? Oumuamua was famously theorized by Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb to be a potential alien artifact, perhaps a light sail. 3I/ATLAS is 1,000 times more bizarre. Its strange light emissions could be data transmissions or the glow from a propulsion system. Its effect on the sun might not be an accident, but a deliberate act of energy harvesting. But get this. Some are now suggesting it's not just any probe. It could be a von Neumann probe, a self-replicating machine designed to travel to a star system, use local resources to build copies of itself, and then send those copies out to other stars. In this terrifying scenario, its interaction with our sun is the replication process itself. It's using the raw plasma and energy from the solar flares as building materials, forging a new probe in its fiery heart to continue its exponential galactic conquest.
Then there's the even more romantic and haunting theory that it's a derelict ghost ship, an ancient vessel, its crew long gone, tumbling through the void for millions of years. Its strange signals could be the last gasps of dying technology, flickering back to life as it gets supercharged by our sun. But what could have happened to the crew of such an advanced ship? Perhaps they were victims of a cosmic plague, or lost a war against an even greater power. Some theorists suggest the ship's artificial intelligence is still active but has been corrupted over the eons, its core programming degraded into madness. It's mindlessly carrying out its final forgotten mission, and its interaction with our sun is a symptom of that corrupted directive. The pulsating lights aren't a message to us. They're a glitch, a distress signal from a forgotten age echoing into our time. But perhaps the most chilling theory connects its path with Mars. Some speculate that 3I/ATLAS is a terraforming machine or a seeder. Its close pass by Mars isn't an accident. The massive solar eruption it triggered, which is also set to hit Mars, could be part of a cosmic-scale engineering project. The blast of plasma could be intended to warm the red planet, to jumpstart its atmosphere, or to deliver organic compounds locked away inside the object itself. Maybe the creators of this machine are on their way here, a journey that takes thousands of years, and this is just them preparing the house before they arrive. In this scenario, we aren't just witnessing a visitor, we're witnessing the first step in the creation of a new world, right next door. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the object isn't the main character in this story, but merely the key? This leads to a truly terrifying theory: the cosmic jailbreak. This idea suggests that our sun is more than just a ball of burning gas. It's a prison, an ancient, hyper-advanced civilization, perhaps the kind that existed billions of years ago, may have found a being or an entity so powerful and dangerous that it couldn't be destroyed. So they did the only thing they could. They imprisoned it in a star, using the sun's immense gravity and magnetic fields as the prison bars. For billions of years, this cosmic horror has been dormant. Now 3I/ATLAS arrives. It's not a probe, it's a lockpick, a device sent by allies of this ancient prisoner, designed with the specific resonant frequency to disrupt the sun's magnetic cage. The massive solar flares aren't an attack. They are the bars of the cage being broken. The object's strange light signals aren't a message to us. They are a coded signal to the prisoner inside saying, "Get ready. We're breaking you out. We're not watching a cosmic event. We're witnessing the prelude to an escape." Could 3I/ATLAS be a doctor for a dying star? Here's a theory that flips the entire narrative on its head. What if 3I/ATLAS is here to help? Some are calling it the sun's doctor. Stars are not eternal. They have cycles of stability and instability. Perhaps our sun is entering a dangerous phase, one that could lead to super flares that would scorch the Earth and end all life. An ancient, benevolent civilization that acts as galactic gardeners may have detected this instability centuries ago and sent a stellar stabilizer to fix it. 3I/ATLAS could be that automated medic. The solar flares it's triggering aren't a sign of aggression. They're part of a delicate surgical procedure. It's intentionally drawing off the unstable plasma, like a doctor lancing a boil, to prevent a much larger catastrophic eruption later on. Its trajectory and timing are not hostile, but perfectly calculated to save our solar system from itself. We are simply misinterpreting a rescue mission as an attack, like a wild animal biting the veterinarian trying to save its life. Then we leave the realm of technology entirely and enter the world of pure biology. Could 3I/ATLAS be a living creature? Not a carbon-based life form like us, but a vast, ancient being made of something else entirely, perhaps silicon or crystalline structures, a being that is millions, if not billions, of years old. And like any living thing, it needs to eat. Its food source? The raw, pure energy of stars. It travels through the cold void of space in a state of hibernation, only to awaken when it approaches a star. The interaction we're seeing isn't a conversation or a technological process. It's feeding. The plasma filaments are streams of nourishment being pulled from the sun. The pulsating lights are its own bioluminescence, a sign of metabolic activity, like the glow of a firefly. It holds no malice towards us. We are simply too small to be noticed. We are like ants on a picnic blanket, watching in terror as a giant hand reaches down for a sandwich, completely unaware of the tiny lives we're disrupting. And finally, we have the theory that breaks physics itself, the interdimensional doorway. This idea proposes that 3I/ATLAS isn't entirely in our dimension. It is a four-dimensional object passing through our three-dimensional reality. We can't see its true form, any more than a two-dimensional cartoon character could comprehend a sphere passing through its flat world. The bizarre physics, the impossible energy interactions, and the strange lights are all side effects of its higher dimensional nature scraping against the fabric of our universe, and its destination is the sun. It might be using the sun's immense gravity, the deepest gravity well in our solar system, as an anchor point to punch a hole in space-time. The massive energy it's provoking from the sun isn't a weapon or food, but the fuel needed to create a stable wormhole or a gateway to another reality. It's not just visiting, it's trying to open a door, and we have no idea what might be on the other side. Is this all just wild speculation? Of course. But as each day brings a new, unexplainable piece of data, the line between science fiction and reality gets a little bit blurrier. The only thing we know for sure is that something profound is happening, and we are lucky, or perhaps unlucky, enough to have a front row seat. So, what do you believe 3I/ATLAS truly is? A natural wonder, a piece of alien technology, or something else entirely? Are we just seeing a cosmic coincidence? Or are we on the edge of the biggest discovery in human history? Let us know your theory in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more cosmic mysteries.